everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Pre-Production Meeting. I am your co-host, Josh Urquhart.
And I'm your charismatic co-host, Daniel Cugola.
Wow, that was so charismatic. Daniel, how are you this week, my friend?
I'm swell. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing all right. Much better than last week. I came into this podcast a bit stressed out.
Have you been putting your thoughts on leaves?
I have. I've been, just trying to meditate as much as possible, but still, it's quite hard to find the time, even though I only am meditating for only like 5 minutes at a time. But it's still hard to keep, like, just like anything, to get a consistent kind of, thing going. But I have made moves this week, which has increased, the positivity in my head towards the film coming up, so I'm a bit less stressed, but we'll get into the progress, and I'll tell you what stuff I've implemented. But how have you been this week otherwise, my friend? What stuff have you been up to? What's been happening in the life of Mr. Cugola?
I've been really good. Are we doing progress update now? Or?
Not yet.
Okay,
in a bit.
So just talk about myself.
Talk about yourself, mate. I want to know everything.
Yeah, no, I'm really good. We just had Easter, so
Yes.
spent the weekend with the family. That was really fun. I really enjoy family time. Just
Of course.
kicking back. We always have family lunches on the Saturday.
Did the same. Yep.
My dad's side, and then Sunday my mum's side.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really good to see all my cousins and my aunties and uncles and everything. And
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to switch off your filmmaking brain, or has that never really been a problem for you?
Funny you mentioned that, because normally at these family events, my dad would do all the videoing, the family members and everything.
Yeah.
He's passed it down to me now. He's
Really?
asked me to start filming these events.
Really?
And it was interesting because, at my nonna's on the weekend I was filming, and I was really enjoying it, just filming everyone, and I was like, I almost started to get into that filmmaking mindset. Like, I was just filming everyone enjoying lunch, and I was like, I want to create that feeling where someone who's watching this feels like they're there. So I wanted to just capture all those little moments of people interacting and things.
That's so good.
Yeah, I was just really enjoying it.
Do you then do you put it all together and then show them at the next family gather or something?
Yeah, it's just like the last one I did for the last event, whatever it was, I just... Because you just go around and you film little bits and pieces and then just put it together in like one sort of montage.
Of course.
I would either put that, on YouTube unlisted and then share that around or do whatever. But
That's so good. Do you have a big family?
It's not super big, because I'm Italian and Brazilian,
Brazilian?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And
okay.
my grandmother on my mum's side, so my mum is Brazilian, my dad's Italian.
Cool.
My grandmother on my mum's side she was one of 11, I think. So she had a big family, but a lot of my mum's cousins live overseas.
Right.
So I don't really see them much.
Okay.
So, but my actual family, like my cousins and aunties and uncles, isn't that big.
Sure.
But yeah, it's good. Like, we're all very close. It's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. I did a similar thing, but it's usually, I only do those things on like family holidays. Like, say, I think, when my family used to go away, at the end of the year, like I used to do, like, say, okay, we went to Noosa or something like that. I would like film like one of those cinematic like travel videos and then edit it as the holiday goes on whilst everybody's in their downtime. And then at the very end of the holiday, have like a premiere. I put it on the TV and show everybody how it's going. And that's on my, all of those videos are still on like my YouTube channel now that I had back in the day, which was actually It's a Film, which is where the name for my production company came from. So if you guys are listening and you want to see all my couple first films that I ever made, they're on the It's a Film YouTube channel. It was originally Superhero Fan Films, but the name got changed. But yeah, no, I feel you. That's funny. I feel like everybody in this industry, are you referred as the film guy in the family or to your friends as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few other mates who are in the industry as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm the film guy to all my friends, and throughout school as well, being known, everybody has their thing, and even now, people that I haven't spoken to in a while know that I'm doing film. But no, that's interesting, man. That's good. That's good that you've had a good week and a good Easter.
Yeah.
But let's get into. It was actually, I just want to mention, it was really good having Austin back last week
for that one episode.
For the one episode, and now he's gone again. But hey, we wish him well. Yeah. He's never coming back again. We fucking hate him. But you know what? We wish him well in his future endeavors.
Yeah. Good luck, Austin.
Good luck, Austin. No, he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But he's doing well. He's doing well. It's good to hear that he's back on track and getting everything sorted. And you know, I'm in this Discord group with him and all the animators. And they seem to be getting a lot done. Like, I think they have a call every 2 weeks and stuff like that. My phone is consistently blowing up. But he fills me in and he's doing well, and can't wait till he's back on. And, you know. So
what do you kind of do in that Discord chat? Do you need to be there?
I don't really do. I'm just there because I check it time to time, but I let Austin fill me in on it. With the producers stuff, I mean, it's a bit different because it's like an animated film, but all the producer shit happens before.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about, you know, getting ready for set day if it's real life, or in this term, animation. In my role is kind of bringing everybody together, making sure he has the right team on board to, you know, do what he needs to do. Like, I went to JMC with him to pitch it to David and the head of animation to get those people on board, and now that they're on board, you know, he's the director, so he's looking over, making sure everybody's doing their thing. I'm still checking in on him here and there, which is really all I can do until, you know, I don't know, distribution comes along, and then we kind of go from there, really. But it's up to him. He's running wild with it. He seems to be on top of everything, and you know what my role is, especially for him, especially because it's his first time doing this, is to kick him in the ass when he needs it. Mm-hmm. And that, not in a bad way, but in more like in a way of like, get your head in the game. Yeah. Because sometimes it's easy to fall out of love with this here and there, or just like get sidetracked, and you got to get your head back on straight. And you know, he's doing well, so it's good that he's taking time out and doing what he needs to do, and being creative. And I'm sure when he comes back on in the next couple of weeks, he'll have a lot to tell us. Mm-hmm. Let's get on to the first segment, my friend, the wrap up of the week. Now, my friend, what have you been watching this week? What are your recommendations? Have you been to the cinemas?
I haven't. I was going to watch Super Mario the other night, but I was a little bit unwell, so I didn't end up going.
Oh, really?
But I'll probably check it out next week. Have you seen it yet?
I have.
Is it any good?
I'm about to... I'll get to that.
Yeah. But I watched a couple films on my own accord. I watched a Spanish film recommended to me by a friend called The Skin I Live In.
That's his name? No, that's the movie's name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's directed by Pedro Almodovar.
Right,
who is actually one of Tarantino's favorite directors. There's a video of him saying that he looks up to him.
Yeah, right.
Very good film. It's got probably one of the best plot twists that I've ever seen.
Really? Yeah. How old is it?
I think it was 2011 it came out.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty... I won't go into too much detail because it's quite heavy on the themes. Yeah, it's very good. Definitely recommend checking that one out.
What's it about, Bob?
Without going into too much detail or spoiling, it's about a woman that's held captive by a man who is a surgeon, and he specializes in skin treatment. Like, he's trying to create better skin in terms of more durable, more it's resistant to mosquitoes and things like that.
Okay.
And he's trying to get funding for it, but then the mayor is there's no future in this kind of thing.
And was that on Netflix?
No, I had to pirate it actually because I couldn't.
Ooh.
Might have to.
Might have to play that out, baby.
Listen, I tried to find it. Let me justify.
So you stole this absolutely legally, 100%.
I watched this legally.
Yeah, legally. You literally just outed yourself.
All I'm going to say is if I could find it legitimately, I 100% would have watched it, but it was not available anywhere.
Yeah, so you stole. Would you steal a car?
No.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, no, definitely would recommend that.
Yeah.
It goes into more other... it's one of those films that sort of jumps around time period-wise, but yeah, it's very good.
That's good.
So I watched that, and then I watched Barbarian. Have you seen that one?
No, but I've been meaning to. It was rated the best horror movie of last year or something.
Yeah, so it was very good until the ending. It's one of those films where
that's like Malignant. Have you seen Malignant by James Wan?
But I'm going to watch it.
It's a very good movie until the end.
Yeah. It's hard with horror because
it is.
So much of what makes horror good is the suspense. So you're building up these characters and you're not showing too much of them, and that makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the time they finally reveal the creature at the end, and it's this big blob of CGI, and you're like not scared anymore.
Yep, I get you.
Yeah, but what I did like about this movie is each act introduces a new character and follows them, and then it sort of ties them together. Cause
Okay.
do you know? So very mild spoilers, but the film is about. It starts with these two characters that go to an Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Well, sorry,
every fucking horror film.
Yeah,
they're going to a fucking cabin or an Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah. So this girl goes to an Airbnb and then realizes another person's booked it out that night.
Okay.
But she has nowhere else to go, so she stays there.
That's like us when we come in here for the fucking podcast each week. We come in and bam, somebody's apparently booked it out.
Yeah,
but
literally.
Hey, then we have to wrestle them, and we're here now.
Exactly right. So she ends up staying there, and then she thinks this guy is suspicious, but he ends up actually being okay. Sorry, spoilers.
Yep.
And then they discover that there's all these rooms underneath the house where some unholy activities have occurred.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, you can. They find like cages and like a room with a bed and a camera. So you can sort of,
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, and like a bloody handprint on the wall and stuff.
That's given like Don't Breathe vibes.
A little bit, yeah.
Mate, that was fucked.
That was a good movie though.
Yeah, it was very, very well made.
Yeah. And then it sort of ends on a cliffhanger, that first act, and then the second act just follows another character, and then he ends up at that same house.
Okay.
And then, it ties them together. And then
is it doing it from different points of view?
A little bit.
Okay.
Like he reacts to the house differently than the first.
I love those movies.
Yeah, because
I love those movies that give those different.
It's so funny, right? Because, okay, I'm just gonna sort of more or less spoil. But like the girl, when she finds the underground room, she's terrified. Like she sees this room with like a bed and the handprint on the wall and stuff. She's like, we got to get out of here. She's freaking out. And then the second guy, when he finds it, he's like, oh hell yeah. Like he pulls out a measuring tape and starts measuring because he wants to sell the house. He needs to make money. That's his whole story. And he's just like pushing the bed aside and stuff.
Right.
It's so funny how they just play on like different perspectives.
Of course, 100%. Those are the best kinds of films. I find myself really drawn to those and enjoying those more or less.
Yeah. And then the third act is another character and how they tie into it. But, the ending was just a little bit goofy in the way some horror movies are. So it didn't leave me with the best taste in my mouth, but it was still an enjoyable film. I still liked it.
I want you to watch *Malignant*. You really appreciate that. I just didn't like the last 10-minute dude. It was like the best horror film I've ever seen.
Really?
Up until the fucking ending, which
so
it was so disappointing, man. I was on such a high writing it through. I'm like, fuck, this is awesome. James Wan hit it out of the park. It's so technically amazing and just beautiful. And then the fucking thing at the end, it's like, it turned into The Bold of the Beautiful for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what is this shit? Anyways, you got to watch it and make your own opinion on it.
Yeah.
What else have you seen?
Other than that, I think that's the only movies I watched. I watched 2 episodes of that show, Beef.
Oh, dude. So did I listen. Do you know The Weekly Planet, the podcasting?
I've heard of it.
It's like film and TV. And he said he watched the first 2 episodes of Beef as well.
Yeah, okay.
And he thought it was magnificent and dark.
It was all right. It's not that dark.
It's not?
It was all right. It wasn't anything. Because it was A24 and Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong are in it. So I was like, I'll give this a go.
Have you seen Invincible?
Yes.
The animated with Stephen Yeun.
I love it. That
insane.
is great. Season 2 is coming out soon.
It is. Yeah. Stephen Yeun's a great actor.
Yeah, he is for sure.
What's it about even? Like, give us a brief pitch.
It's about this guy.
Isn't it something to do with road rage?
Yeah. So like, it's just about this guy who's having like a rough time, or like he's got a bit of a rough life. Like he lives with his brother, and he's sort of like not making enough money to make ends meet and stuff. Then this person cuts him off in traffic. Oh wait, no, it actually starts. He's at like a Home Depot kind of place, like Bunnings. Yeah. And he's buying like, what do you call it?
Supplies?
Like those like cooker things.
Slow cooker.
Yeah, like something like that.
Sure, right.
This is the dark part because you find out later that he's trying to like kill himself. He's trying to put them on in a room and like breathe it in.
Sure.
You don't know that at this point though, but you can sort of guess.
Yep.
Anyway, he's like trying to return those. And then he comes outside and like as he's pulling out this lady, spoiler kind of. This person, not really a spoiler. This person cuts him off and he gets pissed because he's just not having a good day.
Yeah.
And then he follows them and like they have a whole car chase.
Fuck, that reminds me of the one with Russell Crowe. Have you seen that movie?
I really like that.
I like that too. What was that called? I can't remember.
What is that called? It's like one word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even remember that. Okay, that Russell Crowe road rage movie.
Yeah, that was sick.
well made.
It's kind of like that.
Okay. Fair.
But yeah, he's trying to like chase this person down, and then they end up getting away, and then you find out that it's a woman who lives like a pretty lavish lifestyle.
Complete contrast.
Yeah. And her husband, like, she's very like stressed person, but her husband's into like meditation and stuff. It's like, you know, all that contrast, and then Stephen Yeun ends up finding out where she lives, and then like
follows.
He goes to her house and like pisses on her carpet.
How the fuck is this going to go for a season?
Yeah, I don't know. And then
what?
she like tries to get revenge on him by like finding out where he lives, because apparently you can just, if you have someone's number plate, you can Google it and for $70 find out where they live.
Really?
That's what happens in the show. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I wonder if that's a thing in real life.
I
I've
don't
never
know.
tried that.
Let's try and find out after
put your
this.
number plate in and
Let's
see
put
if it
Jay's
comes.
number plate in because he won't fucking respond to
But
me,
you
man.
know where
I've
he lives.
contacted him on every social media, his texts, everything,
Jay,
and
you
he's just
listening?
still.
He's probably
Bro,
not.
he looked at the group chat, but he has an open mind.
We're at,
Yeah, he's probably
Bella Vista.
working
Go see
today.
him. Just be like, mate.
Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at so far. They're just trying
Cool.
to like get each other, and I don't know how the rest of the season's gonna play out. But it was just
Sometimes
like,
that's the best, man.
yeah, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking. You
Fair enough. What would you rate those movies out of 10? We'll start with what? Barbarian
know? Barbarian out of 10.
or 5?
Okay, out of 5. Maybe a 3 out of 5.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
And
fair.
then Skin I Live In, probably like a 4.
Cool.
Maybe even a 4.5. It was very
Okay.
good. And then Beef, maybe out of 5, probably like a 3 as well.
So far?
Yeah.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What about you?
Oof. Okay, I've seen quite a bit. All right. Let's start with the like decent one. Sorry, not decent one. Probably the worst out of them. I saw Murder Mystery 2.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was shit. Like, man, I don't know what. Sometimes like I agree with Austin, but like some of his takes are just like out of this fucking
That's
world.
like me with
to be
you
fair, so is
90% of the
mine.
time.
But like, come on, man. I think he gave this film like a 3.5 or something.
Yeah.
And even that is a bit audacious for me.
Yeah, right.
I think I gave it like a 2 or something. Like,
Yeah.
the thing about Austin is he's like, oh, bro, his review was so funny. He's like, oh, I love these magnificent locations. They're all fucking blue screen. How can he not fucking tell? He's like, wow, I'm just blown away by these locations. I'm like, bro, they're all fake. They're all fake. I'm like, fuck
He's
me.
too pure for this.
Oh, I love him. I love you, Austin. Just don't come back on this podcast. I'm joking. Welcome back. Anytime you want. No, that was all right. I was just, oh man, I watched the first one ages ago. I honestly couldn't remember for the life of me what it was about. But you know, it was all right, I guess. Nothing special. It was like the worst kind of murder mystery whodunit thing, but like, it just wasn't good. It felt very cheap.
Is it better or worse than the first one? Which I haven't
Worse.
seen. Okay.
Worse. And I don't even remember the first one that well, but I remember somewhat enjoying it. This one was just like pure fucking terrible CGI and just like a shitty story. And you can tell all of Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston's lines are like improvised as well.
Right.
And that works, I think, in sections. But when the whole movie's like
Yeah.
that, it's like a bit of a kind of piss take, to be fair. And it's like they've kind of cheaply done it. They're not really taking it seriously. And for a Netflix film, like, it's pretty disappointing. But anyways, that's my take on it.
Netflix films are usually
They're
excellent.
usually somewhat good, right? And this one just was a bit of a miss, but it's all right. Hopefully they make it back with the Extraction 2, which is coming out soon. Anyways, I then watched, my girlfriend made me watch, we both came to the conclusion, she doesn't listen to this anyway, but we both were decided on To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Yes.
I hadn't seen it. She said it was fun. And I liked it. Thought it was great. Cheesy at points.
It's cute.
It's cute,
fun to
right?
watch,
It's
yeah.
fun to watch. Some of the... oh, dude, I picked up on this one scene and I have to like shut myself up sometimes. I'm just like... There was a frame in it where they framed it so fucking terribly. It was just like a flat front on two shot, right? There's like two characters in the scene, but like one of them's in like the kind of like on the cut it into thirds, right? Brought like on that line between the first and the second third, and then you'd think the other one's going to be on the line here. The other one's all the way over here.
I think I remember seeing that,
and I'm like,
what the heck?
Where is the care?
Yeah.
Where, like, bro, you have to be behind the camera going, this does not look good. Yeah. Anyways, but overall, good movie, cute. I liked it. You know what? It still has the same normal tropes as every normal rom-com, but it did do stuff different, which I appreciated. You know, it had its own original story and concept, and give it a watch if you want. I think I gave that a 3.5.
I was gonna bring that up before because at one point, don't ask why, I went on a Noah Centineo binge.
Sure, man.
Watched, like,
as you do.
Movies. I don't know why.
You love him. Is he your man crush?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, there's something about the guy. I don't know. He's charismatic.
Fair enough.
I enjoy.
And he's good looking as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah.
And there's this movie called Swiped.
Seen it.
How bad is it?
It's terrible. What did I give it? Let me see what I rated it.
I think I rated it like 0.5 star or something. But I told one of my mates to watch it, and he was messaging me like, that was the worst thing I've ever watched. And then the next day, he's like, I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know how.
No, sorry. I'm thinking of the other one that he did.
The prom one?
He did a really shit one. Oh, The Perfect Date.
Yeah.
I gave that a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, that was bad too.
Yeah.
But, Swiped is even worse. It literally feels like a student film. I don't know how they got him to be in that. Maybe that was like one of his first projects.
It's got to be, mate. I think all the boys kind of blew him up.
Yeah.
Now he's doing what? He did that Netflix show.
Yeah.
What
He's
was
in Black Adam.
He's in Black Adam. He's doing well.
But the funny thing is that he's the best thing in Swiped because everything is so bad, and then he's in a couple scenes, and because he's actually somewhat charismatic.
Good. He's good at acting.
He's like he really stands out.
Yeah, 100%.
So, which is like pretty interesting.
You and your Noah Centineo binges.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a poster of him in my room.
Yeah, I'm clipping that up. That's going straight on the Instagram.
Done.
Look, man, fair enough. I'm like that with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Before he did the thing with his jaw or he broke it, and now he just looks so fucking.
Do you think that's
Quagsmire? Quagsmire from Family Guy? I don't know.
Do you think, because he said it wasn't surgery, but some people.
What did he say it was?
I think he said he broke his jaw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, surgery to like fix his jaw, not like plastic surgery.
Right. Okay. You don't think he got any work?
Nah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's possible. Who knows?
Who knows?
Whatever.
But yeah, so what else did I say? I then made my way through all the John Wicks thinking that I was going to watch John Wick last night.
You watched a lot.
I did. I watched 1, 2, and 3. And I really liked it. I think we agreed on this in the chat, but Keanu Reeves is a terrible actor. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the guy. Nicest guy ever. Fantastic at action. But he can't deliver a line to save his fucking ass, man. And like, that's not what you go into the films for, right? Yeah. Just like you don't go into Godzilla thinking you're going to watch the humans, right? Like, you're there to watch the actions, not how he's going to deliver a line. But fuck me, man. Put some expression in it. Like, he's just, like, he's deadpan. I know he's not supposed to show much emotion, but it's just robotic as fuck.
I think they realized that in the fourth one because he talks a lot less.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, less.
He says like 1 or 2 word sentences.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've heard he doesn't really say much.
Someone's like, "You gonna kill that guy?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. That was a perfect fucking like what's it called? Impression of John Wick. But yeah, no, I watched all the 3. The first one I gave 3.5. The 2 and 3 I gave both 4.5.
Okay.
I think they're pretty equal.
4.5 is pretty high.
Really love the world building, and I really love the spin-offs that they're going to do. Right?
Yeah.
I love the Continent. I think it's a fantastic idea for a TV show. Yeah. Especially setting it back into the 1970s or whatever they're doing. And
I didn't know that. Okay.
And then Ana de Armas for Ballerina, which I can only assume is going to be a part of that storyline, like in the third where they go to the director and she's there with the ballerinas. I thought she was going to show up, but she didn't. But yeah, I was going to go and see number 4 last night, and me and my girlfriend went to go to the theaters. Well, we went to go get dinner first, and it was pretty late. The movie was going to be at 9:20, and I have a rule: I don't start movies after 10 o'clock because I usually just fall asleep.
Smart.
I didn't know that the movie was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, if we like see it at 9:20. We ain't finishing until like after midnight. So I'm like, let's just do it another night. And she falls asleep in every movie that we watch, except for All the Boys I Loved Before. But I was just like,
Noah keeps her up.
Noah keeps her up. Fair enough. He keeps me up as well. Anyways.
That's getting clipped.
Fuck it up. Bloody Noah Centineo is getting all the praise on this podcast. He's got to be in the title somewhere. But yeah,
that's what the title should be. Just
what, Noah Centineo?
How do you say it? Is it Centennial?
Centineo.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I think so. I don't know. But yeah, that was really good. All the John Wicks I really thoroughly enjoyed. Terrible actor, but yeah. I then went and saw Super Mario Bros. And I got to say, man, I fucking love it.
Was it super?
It was Superman, and
Superman. Or Super Mario.
it was fucking awesome, and you know, I think that for Rotten Tomatoes, right, the critic score is 100% right, and I think the audience score is 100% right. Critics gave it like 49%, and audience gave it 97%.
Oh.
As a movie, it's shit. Right? As a piece of entertainment, fan-fucking-tastic.
Really?
It hits all those nostalgia keys and chords inside of you. And I don't know if you grew up playing the Super Mario games, but it literally brought me back to, you know, when I was a kid playing on my Wii with my brother. You know, Mario and Luigi, bro. It's all about brothers and stuff like that. And it brought me back to when me and James, my brother, used to, you know, play, and how long we would spend like taking turns to try and get past these levels in the Super Mario on the Wii and all the Mario Kart and stuff like that. And it was really, really fun. The soundtrack was fantastic. I've heard differing views because people are like, oh, they have so much Nintendo soundtracks to play off, but they instead play these popular pop songs and whatever. I personally love the selection of songs that they do. Like, it's your normal, like, the you know, you get your normal dun 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 dun, like all those like famous songs that you hear in movies, and they do it so good. Like Mr. Brightside, that's what I was is that what it's called?
What, the Killer's Mr. Brightside?
Yeah. But like, it's just so fun, man. And the people, you haven't seen it, right?
No.
People were so worried about Chris Pratt being Mario. Fantastic. They come up with a really creative way to explain why he's not Italian.
Oh, really?
Throughout the movie, why he doesn't have an Italian accent. Sorry.
Do you want to hear my Mario impression?
No. Anyways, no, I'm joking. Sure, go.
You know,
oh no.
This is kind of embarrassing. You know what?
You set yourself up for this, brother.
This will be a clip. You know when Mario dies?
Yeah.
He goes, wow!
Woohoo!
Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh shit! Maybe they should have got you. Wait, what are some other words that he says?
It's a me, Mario.
Oh, okay, that was a bit.
Not
that sounded like Princess Peach saying that, brother.
Yeah. How are the rest of the voice actors? Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong.
Oh, dude, yeah, I didn't even. You don't know it's Seth Rogen until he does the laugh.
Yeah, okay.
And he does the laugh.
That laugh.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And Anya Taylor-Joy, right? I have one thing to kind of pick a bone with her as Peach, right? She pronunciates every single fucking word and syllable, and it annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh wait, is it Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Liz Banks for some reason.
No. It's Anya Taylor-Joy, but like the way that she pronounces her words annoys me because she has to like, she does everything, like does not miss a letter.
Right.
And she does that and it fucking annoys me. Just like talk normally, right? It's like
talk normally.
Yeah, fucking talk normally, bro. Like this exactly. Like put on the fucking accent. Oh, you cuz no.
Imagine Princess Peach.
Oh, you fucking Mario, bro. Jump on the fucking flag and ring in the hell.
The Western
Oh, nah, Mario, cuz you want to come with me on an adventure? Said Mushroom Kingdom, brother. Oh fuck me. Anyways, but yeah, that kind of annoyed me. But she's all right. Charlie Day, I love Charlie Day.
Yeah.
He's Luigi.
Yeah.
Jack Black is Bowser. I'm not convinced.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan. But you know, it worked, I guess, for what they were trying to do. don't go into it thinking that this is anything but a kid's movie, because it is literally, the target audience is for about fucking 5 to 10 year olds, right? The story is fucking shocking. But the nostalgia and the way they integrate, you know, little, literally I was like, they hit the chords of your childhood with like visually and through audio as well, like through the little like, I won't spoil it, but like, I don't know, like sound effects from, you know, when you get the star in Mario Kart, the da 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 da. Oh, fucking, I can't do it. But you know, the sound, the song that plays when you get the star, like they're just really clever with how they do certain things to hit those chords. And I think that's what makes this movie work.
So there's definitely attention to detail there.
Oh, brother, 100%. There's so many Easter eggs, and so they don't utilize every character, and they leave room for other projects. Like this isn't really spoiling it, but like Wario and Waluigi, they're not in it and stuff like that. It's like, you know, there's 2 after credit scenes. Like they're they're setting it. But it's
this is where we're at, Josh.
I know, bro. I know.
2 post credit scenes for
Super Mario Bros. I know, but it's just because it's the done thing now. Everybody just expects there to be fucking thanks Marvel.
That's the thing. People wait as well.
I know.
A lot of the time, it's just in random.
I know. It's funny now, and nobody leaves the cinema. Like, I mean, there are people that leave.
Nice, but they're only doing it for the
for the teaser. It's what the fuck, and I hate about this industry. It's always like, what's next? They can never be in the fucking present. With
True.
But no, there was something else I was going to mention about it. It's the biggest. It's going to be the biggest animated film of all time. I
heard that.
Yeah, it had the biggest opening for like.
I guess it makes sense
when
you think about how big Mario is.
100%. It's going to hit over $1 billion for sure.
You reckon?
Oh yeah, for sure, mate. It's already on track too. Yeah, I think Sonic was it beat video game adaptation, beat Sonic already in the box office or something like that, and it's going to become the biggest animated film of all time, which rightfully so, man. And they're just going to crank out sequels and rinse the fuck out of it to get the most cash that they can, which they have endless stories to tell with this kind of universe. It's now the MCU, the Mario Cinematic Universe. So go watch it, man. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah, it hit.
Even though the story wasn't great?
Yeah, because if a film, man, makes an emotional connection with me, fuck the story. Like, it's that feeling that it's made me feel, you know.
I usually find that those go hand in hand, though.
Sure. But I knew this film, for what it was and what it was trying to do, it did great. You know, if I knew it was targeted for my age and the story was still shit, then sure. But I knew the story wasn't for my age.
Yeah, okay.
So you put yourself in those shoes and, yeah.
What's better, Super Mario Brothers or the Emoji Movie?
The Emoji Movie by 1,000. I gotta say, man, that was a cinematic masterpiece in history that will never be beaten. I rank it above La La Land.
Where do we go from here?
I don't know. But yes, go see it. It's fantastic. Don't judge Chris Pratt's voice until you go watch the movie. And it's a lot of fun. Go see it with your kids if you have it.
Check it out, folks.
Check it out, folks. But yes, this brings us to the next segment of this podcast, The Progress. And Dan, what have you got for me this week?
Okay, so it's going to sound like I haven't progressed.
It's all right,
but
bro.
I promise you I have.
Okay.
Because what I'm doing right now is just a lot of development, and
that's what happens, brother.
You got to sit and think a lot and, write little bits and then think how things are going to work. So it's like, for example, I know last week I said, I started writing a beat sheet, but I've fleshed it out more.
That's
now.
good.
It's about 4 pages long now. So
fuck me.
It's about an act per page.
Awesome.
Kind of thing.
Are you following any kind of structure? Or not yet?
Not yet. I'm just sort of writing the events, how I see them, and then putting, a dot point for each sort of event as it happens.
That's
and then,
good.
Like rearranging things. And it's really good just seeing how it all plays out, and you can see how the story goes in.
Yep.
The other thing that's really good about it is you can see cause and effect.
Good.
Right? So instead of just having one event happen and then the next happen and then the next, you want your film to play out organically by having an event happen, and then because of that, the next thing happens, and because of that. So I'll give an example. At the start of my film, our protagonist is in a cafe, and then she thinks that someone outside is watching her, but then like they're gone. Like she looks up, but she has that feeling that someone's watching her. And then in the next scene, she's, you know, walking home, right? So I could just have it that, you know, the thing happens in the cafe, she sees someone, and then in the next scene, she's just walking home.
Sure.
But what it made me realize when I looked at it and thought of cause and effect is I could have her hurrying home, you know, because she thinks that someone's watching her. And that helps you with directing a lot as well, knowing what the scene is about and the context of it. And that helps actors as well. So just knowing how each scene plays into the next and the effect on the story and the characters helps tenfold.
I think, and that's like when I was, you know, a thing that's, you know, I keep little things from like screenwriting class and stuff like that, like in my mind when I write. Not more so for this one because it's a bit different, like the one that I'm doing now, but usually, you know, it's what you were saying, what did you say? Cause and effect. For me, it's like question and answer. You know, you ask a question, you have to answer it kind of thing. And it's the exact same thing that you...
I feel like that can be slightly different though.
It can be, but
ask
like
a question
in my
that
mind
doesn't need to be answered until later on.
Sure. But if you, or in my head when I'm talking about like scene by scene or beat by beat, if you... What I'm thinking is what you're saying kind of thing. But yeah, brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Even if there's not a lot of progress, if you've thought about it, there's progress, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's why this podcast is really helping me, just because I'm like, I want to bring new progress each week. Additionally, you were kind enough to show me the Osmar Bible. So I've been using that as a reference.
Brilliant.
Building up my Bible.
Cool.
It's very satisfying just putting it together and making it look aesthetically pleasing.
Fuck, it helps throughout the whole process, even now.
Yeah, for sure. So I wrote a director's statement, but I'll probably be tweaking it as I go.
Cool.
I'm really excited to get once I get like a proper beat sheet and just a synopsis and idea of how the story is going to be overall and the characters. Yep. I'm going to give Lockie that information and then he'll give me some concept art, which I'm super excited for because it would just be so
good,
cool.
Man. You've seen what he's done with me.
It's very good. Yeah. So I'm very excited to just see some visual representations of things that are in my mind right now. And
the concept art helps as well. It's helped Lauren with her costume designing, and it's helped my production designer as well. So, you know, again, these things from the very start will help you all the way up until filming and even post. So it's good, man. Yeah. What other stuff? Was that about it?
I think that's about it. Like I'm trying to just... Oh, I will talk about one thing that's not completely correlated, but it still kind of is. That's productivity. So I've been trying to use my phone less.
Cool.
Because I find that what happens is I have my phone, you know, next to me and while I'm working on something, and then, you know... You pick it up, you do the death scroll, and then before you know it, you've wasted a few hours.
Yeah, that's me. Every time I come home from work, I sit on the toilet for about an hour and a half and just scroll.
It's bad, hey? Yeah. Even like when you wake up in the morning and go on it, and then like an hour's gone past, you're like, oh. Yep. So like my average screen time is about 5 hours per day.
Fuck, should I even check?
That's if I'm just at home, you know what I mean? If I'm like out working or something, it's not too bad. But I'm trying to get it down to 2 hours a day.
Yeah, right.
So I found what helps me is to put it in a drawer in another room where I'm not working. Because a few times I found that the habit is so strong in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this because this is sort of a generational issue. The habit is so enforced in my mind that like a few times I found myself like walking into my bedroom, like looking for the phone. Yeah. But having that secondary barrier of it being in a drawer, I stopped myself and I was like, oh, like I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you know sweet. I mean?
But the thing about addiction is like...
I was about to say, bro, it's a fucking addiction.
It is, 100%. Addiction catches you because at first, the first few days when you're trying to do something, you have the willpower to stop yourself. Yeah. But it's when you start to sort of... You get busy with other things and you're not putting that mental strength into like breaking the habit. Yeah. And that's when you find yourself slipping back into it. So what I'm sort of... And maybe you guys can give me some advice on this. If anyone had any tips, that'd be great. But what happened was I needed my phone to just like... So I'm doing some work with Warner Brothers tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Fucking just flex, mate.
Nothing too crazy, just in their offices.
Sorry, gun.
Helping them move furniture and stuff.
You're getting paid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Warner Bros and getting paid?
Mate.
Look at you go, making moves, brother.
Yeah. just helping them move stuff in the office, nothing too crazy.
Still.
But like I'm always checking, there's different Facebook groups that you can apply for different film jobs and stuff like that. And I'm always applying for things, or like when I applied for that and they were ringing me and like saying, you know, check your emails, we'll send you through like a contract to sign and stuff. So I had to have my phone on me and I had to be checking it and going on stuff. And then when you do that, and then, you know, the Instagram notification comes through and you click on that, and then an hour's gone by and you're scrolling. And
Continue.
I was just going to say, I almost feel like it would be good if social media added a feature where you can turn off the main homepage scroll and you can just message people. That would help, because like I need my phone for work, and that's the issue I'm facing. I can't completely just put it away forever. But then when I do go on it, I find myself getting distracted a lot of the time. So if you guys have any tips for ways I can sort of get around that habit, that'd be very useful.
What about like an Apple Watch or something like that? Because you can see the notifications, but you can't scroll. You know what I mean? And if you really need to, then you can see it on your watch and then go onto your phone and kind of do it.
And you can reply off the phone as well if you need to.
If you no, not on Instagram. On like normal text messages and stuff, you can. Right. But then you get to kind of filter, you know, what you're going to respond to and what's important. There's your notification problem.
That's actually not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, there's your notification. But I mean, you can always do the computer, but then again, you can still scroll on the computer. Yeah. For example, it's Facebook. You can separate the messenger from the actual Facebook itself and just use the messenger aspect of it.
But like my top two culprits of what I use the most are YouTube and Messenger. Okay. So deleting Facebook wouldn't help a lot. I think maybe I should probably just mute all the group chats.
Maybe.
Which I have muted a few of my group chats.
Yeah.
I actually muted our film group.
Fair enough, because
it was like
it just goes off sometimes.
Yeah.
Someone
I get too involved. I get too emotional.
Matty says he hates David F. Sandberg, and we just fucking go.
Matty hates everyone.
Matty hates everything except SBS on demand.
Matty versus the world.
Matty versus the world, brother. Fucking, he does that vomit react. It's his favorite fucking emoji, bro. I'll tell you, that guy.
But yeah.
Is that it for your progress?
Yeah.
That's good, man. At least you're putting some thought to it, and you know, you're making strides in your mind.
Yeah. So out of 10, probably another 7 out of 10 week.
Sounds good to me, brother. My progress this week. It's just been little bits and pieces, you know. We have 50 days until shooting date. So I was a bit stressed last week, I'm not going to lie, because I felt a lot that was out of my control. This week was about getting back into control and, you know, controlling what I can control and what I can't, not worrying about, because that's not up to me. So basically what I have done this week is book in meetings, and I think for my own mental health and sanity when it comes to this progress, that was the key. I have a meeting with Lucas, first AD, Connor, Sydney, and Lexi on Monday night, and that I think will calm myself down, because I'll finally know what exactly we're going to be shooting and what the go with extras is, because that's the main thing I'm fucking stressing about. It's the whole dealing with so many extras on set, and if we're going to need them for both days, am I going to have enough for both days kind of thing. So that's good. That's for Monday night. That's sorted.
What is your process for getting extras?
Sorry. My process for getting extras, I've done a Star Now thing, and I've just had people kind of applying over the, you know, last couple months. The last couple weeks. I think I posted like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Is it just going to be Star Now people?
Star Now, I then also got in contact with the guy from AFTT, the head of whatever, and he's put a thing up on his board, but nobody's really contacted me except for like a couple people.
Do you have a process for kind of trying to filter them out or check that they're actually going to rock up? Because sometimes you get people that
but that's the thing, you just have to overcompensate with the amount of people that you put on these things, because you know people aren't going to show up. So that's what I'm like stressing about. I mean, I got friends and family that will definitely come, but it's like I don't want to bring them to both days, because they're doing me a favor with rocking up, and 2 like 10-hour days is fuck. So I'm like, I'd rather have all the extras there on like one day, and then on another day do something that doesn't require them, or as much as we can do without extras, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be possible. But that's what I'm like gonna try figure out Monday night. So that's that. I have been in contact with 2 girls that are possible Persian singer candidates, and they both responded and both seemed keen. I got those through Taha, who's one of the actors. He gave me some recommendations, and I contacted them via Start Now, and they both seem real lovely. So just basically whoever gets back to me first gets the gig. But that's good that I finally got leads on that, because for the longest time I didn't. I've set out rehearsal days for 2 days next week, where I'll go through blocking basically in character work, and once I finish these 2 days, everything would have entirely been blocked. I liked when I write, I try and write as much blocking as possibly can, just so it's easier, when it comes to acting it out. Yeah. Like, for example, that balcony scene, now in the garden scene, which I changed. There's a lot of blocking that you will see in the action. Like, he walks back, he stops pacing, like all these things which just make it so much easier for them when they are actually acting. And I try to do that as much as possible. So it's basically just about acting that out. Everybody kind of getting an understanding of like spatial dynamics and stuff like that. And a little more character work, we basically did a lot of character work in the table read, but even more, and getting deep into the characters and really them embodying the characters, standing up and physically embodying the characters instead of just like talking through your character, which is what they were doing on the table read. So it will be good. I'm really excited. Hopefully Jay, when I get in contact with him, is going to come around and to the rehearsal days and film the behind the scenes thing. I'm currently still working out a date for a second recce. Me and Lexi already recce'd, but now that we have a new PD and a new cine on board, I want to take them around just to show them, and they can ask any last minute questions, and in their mind kind of come to the conclusion of what they need to do with certain locations. So I think we're going to do it on the Sunday, but hold on. No, we're going to do it at the end of the month, but Connor's trying to figure out a date that he's able to do, because he has a shoot that is now going to carry on over that date or something like that, which is fine. So we're doing that. I've set up a an art department call with the PD, the hair and makeup. Not hair and makeup, but I will add her into the chat. So PD, costume, PD assist, Lexi, and hopefully makeup and hair, and I'll have that call. I think that's on like May 1st or something like that, so that's good, just to get a progress update on what everybody's doing. Luca is still building my tent, and he's basically waiting on the PD to contact him in terms of like material to put over the tent, so he can like finish it basically and do what he needs to do before he goes away. So that's good. Maddie, my makeup and hair artist, sent me a brief for all the extras, because we're not going to do makeup for them. We're going to get them to come with their makeup and hair done already. And same goes with kind of like costumes for the extras. Like we'll get them all to wear, for example, men button up. That's another thing I'm worried about is I've seen all these people apply for the extra roles, and most of them are women, and it's like I need majority men to bulk hire these like suit jackets and shit like that, which is Lauren's idea, which I think is fantastic. Whereas girls, you have to individually hire all of those dresses, and especially for extras, that's another thing.
Provide the suits and the dresses.
Yeah. So we're gonna get them. I think the idea is to bring their own undershirt, like a white button up or something like that, and then Lauren will like hire shit. I don't know.
It will look good in the background seeing the dresses though.
Like 100%. Like I think the ratio like men to women, say if there's like 50 extras or whatever, it will be like, I don't know, 35 men, 15 women or something like that. But yeah, so that
typical nightclub ratio.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, literally, literally. But yeah, that was good. Our official poster as well got made, and that was released online and stuff like that. So it was our first official poster, and the idea behind it wasn't supposed to be anything massive. Me and Lockie really love the ideas of those minimalistic kind of posters, and you see those like all these big blockbuster films have a rendition of their poster into this minimalistic kind. So we're like,
I love the one you did for Stain as well. That just had the
yeah. That was Lockie as well. So mate, he's fucking incredible. Oh, another thing. another thing that I'm going to mention that I don't actually have written on here is that I don't know if I told you, the CGI opening shot. Did I tell you this? So I was originally going to go on Fiverr and see, and I still maybe if it doesn't work out but Lockie, I actually had an idea. I'm like, Lockie's so good with this in-game shit like that he does, where he goes in-game and takes photographs and stuff like that. I'm like, for some reason or another, I'm like, maybe Lockie can do this opening scene for me. So I contacted him and he's like, bro, I've done it 3 or 4 times. I've been using this. Have you heard of Blender? Yeah, he's like, I've used Blender 3 or 4 times. Let's give it a crack. So he's going to try and do this opening shot for me, completely CGI himself. And he's already. What is
the shot? What's it?
It's all it is it's a tent lone in the vast desert. Okay. And it's just a slow zoom in, basically. Anyways.
I think you could make that look convincing.
Yeah, 100%. So Lockie, this is what he had in a couple hours, right?
Let's see this.
This is like this very very start. Yeah. But I'm like, if he can do that, and he has literally, we can have this as the very last thing we put into the film. Yeah. I'm like, he has months and months and months to work on this. Like, and
I've seen some crazy stuff that people have made.
Yeah, and he's editing it as well, so he decides when it goes on. But bro, Lockie's a godsend.
Wait, keep talking. I'm gonna try and find something.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I saw in one of those programs.
So Lockie is a godsend. Like, he is a fucking jack of all trades, man. He's done my poster, done my concept arts. Like, he's doing the CGI. He's I told him I'll pay him for the CGI shot as well. And he's editing as well. Like, he's insane, and like, it's not even his first job. So like, he does the real estate photography or whatever. But then the last piece of progress, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I visited the Centennial Park Rose Gardens, and I've come to the conclusion that is where the last scene that I needed to figure out is going to be shot. It originally was a balcony, and then it was a rotunda, and now we are filming in the Rose Gardens. And we're waiting to hear back from the permit. Fingers crossed it all goes well, but it's beautiful, man. And like, it has a laneway that they can like walk up, and spots for us to put lights here and there, and just looks absolutely, pardon me, magical. So fingers crossed we hear back and it's all good news from the permit. And that, I think, is my progress.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's my progress. And
I can't find the thing.
That's all right. But yeah, no, it's a lot has happened. I mean, I guess every week I'm only doing as much as I can. I think once these meetings are like done and I can just concentrate on rehearsals, and then I want to do a bit of staging with Connor if we need to practice any of the shots and stuff like that. And then I'll eventually get a call with the camera department as well. So, you guys can get talking and figure out what all your roles are and shit like that. So, but yeah, it's been funny because literally everybody has been away. Like, all of my heads of departments have been away. Like, Mariah, our PD, went on like a cruise. Lauren's still traveling the fucking globe. Like, since December, she's been traveling the globe. And then Connor has been away as well for Easter. But now everybody's back except Lauren. So I was like to Lauren as well, I was like, can you please just tell me for my own sake what your plan is? Because she gets back April 24th, right? I'm like, you don't have a while. You don't have a long time. What are you going to do? And she wrote out a big thing for me. So trust her. And yeah, that's my plan, man. Anyways, I think that's if for that little segment of the podcast, and now we get into the dependent variable. It is called the dependent variable because just like in a science experiment, the dependent variable is the variable that changes each time, and this segment changes each week. Dan, what are we talking about this week?
Today we're talking about movie trailers. Which ones are good, which ones are bad.
Exactly.
And why.
Exactly. And I wrote a couple things of which we can talk about, and I think this is how we're going to structure it. Tell me if I'm wrong. But we're going to do what makes a good movie trailer. Yes. We talk about that first. We talk about a good trailer that resulted in a good movie. We then talk about a good trailer that resulted in a bad movie, and then a bad trailer that resulted in a good movie. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
I reckon we do it like one by one. So you say what makes a good movie trailer, I say what makes a good movie trailer, and we just go back and forth. Yep. But to you, Dan, movie trailers can not only impact who's going to see the actual film, but there is art in making a good movie trailer itself.
This is true.
This is true. And for you, man, what kind of makes a good movie trailer that you want to see, or that will get you to go and sit your butt down at the cinemas and watch the flick?
Well, just touching on what you said, there's also a certain formula that goes into making a good trailer. Like you sent me that video.
The video, how to make a Hollywood blockbuster.
There's a video that basically shows that there's a template that they use for like 90% of Hollywood blockbusters.
Did you write it down?
No.
Oh,
well, it's
right.
like
Okay.
so
Yeah.
elaborate,
It's funny. Go search it up on YouTube.
Yeah. But so what makes a good trailer is it doesn't reveal too much, but it's captivating. It makes you interested.
Yep.
I think you can get away with showing less with something that's
Less
a
is more.
franchise. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
What you said, but also like, you know what I mean? If it's like, say, new Star Wars trailer, like, I guess we're going to talk about this more later, but you can just, show a lightsaber and people are going to get excited.
Oh, dude.
As opposed
my
to
lightsaber goes up when I see a lightsaber, brother.
But you can't, if you're making an original movie, you can't just show a weapon and people are going to get excited. You have to give a bit more, but I think you still can get away with not revealing the whole plot and just bringing people in with something that looks interesting.
Sure, because it's pieces of pop culture that everybody is known to and shit that people can get excited for. Like you said, a fucking lightsaber, you know? I get you.
Yeah. Giving promise that is delivered on in the film is very important. Nobody likes when a trailer shows. I hate when they show shots in trailers that look really cool and then it doesn't actually appear in the film.
Marvel sometimes do that,
Yeah,
but to do it to subvert, like for example, that shot in the Infinity War trailer where the Hulk was running and it's just not in the film.
Yeah.
They do that too.
To mention Star Wars again, in the Episode 7 trailer, they show this really cool shot of Kylo Ren going out into the forest and lighting his lightsaber.
Oh, with the Knights of Ren behind him?
No, it's just him in the forest.
Right, okay.
He just walks out and it's like...
Yeah.
But they never included that in the film,
Sure.
which was a bit annoying.
Sure.
Also, good use of sound design. They always pick...
That too. Yeah.
One of the things they talk about in the blockbuster template is they'll take like an iconic pop song and make a twist on it.
Yeah.
Make it
You
sound like...
spin me right round, baby.
They just make it sound depressing or like interesting or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like sound effects and stuff. Like I love...
Sound editing as well.
I love when they do something cool with the intro logo. Like in the new trailer for Talk to Me, which I'm very excited about. Rucka's new feature film coming out.
Yep.
The A24 logo when it's like
with the hand. That's
like
epic.
I love that sound design. How you hear the voice like the
Yeah. The what? Sorry. I feel yeah. For sure.
But no, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
What about you? What things do you think?
Yeah, so I have number one is sound editing. When they edit to the beat.
Yeah.
Brother. Or, like you said, renditions on well-known tunes or themes. We'll get to the Star Wars, like how they play the nostalgic Star Wars theme, but make it more grand and epic and stuff like that. Or they take a song that everybody knows and play it in like a trailer with a totally different tone, but change the tone of the famous song to the tone of the movie. And that, I think it's fantastic. I said also not giving too much away because that happens way too much.
Yeah.
Now the thing that happens, especially with Marvel trailers these days, is they try and sell you on the amazing VFX, and usually these VFX shots are massive fucking spoilers on the movie or a plot point or something, and they try get you on what could be not what the actual story is. Like, I don't know, I could go so much into the like tease the fuck out of cameos and trailers and stuff like that.
I was going to say, have you noticed that Marvel at one point they were pumping out like 3 or 4 trailers for each movie, but I think they've pulled back a little bit. And
I don't like that.
1 or 2 now.
I hate the different variations. Just put one trailer out.
I agree, yeah.
And then
maybe 2.
Do one trailer, but then like if you need to do like deliverables, do like a 15-second version of that, but don't
do
show
TV
spots, but do it of the one trailer or 2. Don't do 3, fucking 4, 5, 6 leading up. Too many. Gives too much away.
Definitely.
And it's like by the time you fucking ended it, you've given the whole film away.
Yeah.
Another one for me is subverting expectations as well. You think something's gonna happen and then it doesn't. Like, or something so shocking, it's like, whoa, I need to see this. For example, I'll get into this when Luke Skywalker said, no matter what your thoughts are about The Last Jedi, that trailer when it ends and he's like, it's time for the Jedi to end.
Yeah.
And people are like, what the fuck is this? We need to go see it.
Yeah.
Or in in one of the Fast and Furious trailers where like Han comes back and it's like,
Yeah.
why? Like, that's so stupid, but I'm going to see it. And that movie ended up being fucking terrible. But like,
Which one was that? 8, 9?
the one where they fucking go into space.
Oh yeah, 9. Yeah.
I think, yeah. And then, like I said, for me, a good song. A good song everybody knows, but maybe like change the tone of it or something like that.
Yeah.
But everybody can, because you can remember it. Like when you think of the trailer, that song comes to your head. If you listen to that song and the trailer comes to your head, you know, you go side by side kind of thing. That's what makes a good movie trailer for me. Now, we've seen our fair share of good movie trailers for different types of movies, but I'm going to ask you, what is a good movie trailer that you've seen that's delivered into a good movie?
Yeah. So I've got a couple here.
Tell me.
I put Avatar 2. I don't think it's the best movie, but I think it's good, and I think the trailer delivered on what they promised.
Yeah.
You know, I really like the soundtrack they have. It's very like dreamy and like just takes
I
you to
have it
another world.
on. I have a Spotify playlist, and it's just a bunch of soundtracks. And I got the Way of Water theme song.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it kind of just the trailer just shows you a little bit. You know, shows you the themes, like it's going to be about family.
Yeah.
It just shows the beautiful visual effects, of course, because
Sure.
that's what Avatar's all about.
Exactly.
It's just takes you into that world, makes you want to be there, and
100%.
makes you want to pay $20 or however
I
much
agree.
movie
I
tickets
agree.
are now.
Yep.
Another one was Dunkirk.
Right.
Again,
Yeah.
Takes you into that world. It's got like the clock ticking sound effect, which
Yeah.
always brings
Good
suspense.
sound design, brother.
And
That's
same
what it
with
comes
the
down
new
to.
Oppenheimer trailer.
I was just about to say that.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Chris Nolan and his countdowns.
Chris Nolan's great. Yeah.
Everything to do with his movies to do with fucking time.
Yeah. That's
matter
true.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very true.
Yeah.
Hereditary has a very good trailer,
Yeah.
but it's just such a good movie. It's hard not to make a good trailer for it because it's just, you know,
Yep.
it's a trailer that shows how creepy the movie is.
Yep.
But another thing they do is they make it look like a certain character is in it a lot more than they are. So it sort of subverts expectations in that way.
Where do they do that? Where they tease the fuck out of a character and then not in it for what? Oh, June. When they tease the fuck out of Zendaya being in it and she's in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also did it with, this is my next film that I was going to mention. They did it with Godzilla because they make it look like Bryan Cranston's the main character and then they kill him off really quickly, which upset me because he's an excellent actor and he should have been in that a lot more.
For sure.
But that's a great trailer because they hold off showing Godzilla.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, Godzilla. Oh, as in like not King of Monsters.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because they build up the suspense and they only show him at the very end of the trailer. And then I love the sound effect when the title comes up. It's like, it sounds like he's raw, but it's like electronic a little bit.
like it.
Sounds so cool.
Yep.
So great sound design, good suspense, everything
Exactly.
you want. Yeah.
And that's your list?
That's, good movies.
I have some honorable mentions. I will say before I give you my good trailer, good movie. So some honorable mentions for some fantastic fucking trailers that I've seen. And I went on a good little rabbit hole yesterday when I was researching for the podcast. And I just, dude, each of these trailers gave me goosebumps. Especially the one which I'll say at the end. Some honorable mentions. Wakanda Forever. The first trailer with the No Woman, No Cry when that song is playing over. And bro, every time I watch that trailer,
That is a good trailer.
I fucking I choked up every time because that shit hit me hard.
I remember like the shot with the baby in the water and stuff. It's just so well done.
Yeah. It's like the whole like circle of life. You know? And just the deep impacts that film and the themes and just Chadwick's presence you could feel in that trailer. And he wasn't even in it. So that was amazing.
And they did deliver on that, I must say.
Oh, they did. 100%. Yeah, they definitely did. Another one, the Logan trailer, where leading up to that, all the Wolverine movies were very action-packed. And don't get me wrong, Logan still is. But they had the Johnny Cash Hurt song playing over the top. And it's a complete tonal change to the character of Wolverine. Subverts expectations, right? The song is totally like... You're now seeing Logan in his like retired years, and the song is just so far from different from tone for what the actual movie is. It's like, fuck, this is Logan like I've never seen him before. I got to see the movie. That was a fantastic one. The Last Jedi was an honorable mention trailer. Just fantastic. Like what I just said, that it's time for the Jedi to die. The Force Awakens had a really good trailer as well. Again, playing on the nostalgic tunes and themes of the, Star Wars, and they had to do that. It was the first piece of Star Wars content people have seen since the prequels, right? Another one, Endgame and Infinity War. Dare I say
Obvious
more?
reasons,
Like, it's just fucking amazing. Civil War, when Spider-Man showed up at the very end, but that again,
I feel like they should have saved that for the cinema.
Yeah, that's another thing where I kind of like goes against with what I was saying. Kind of like they just advertising
too much.
And the advertising on cameos more so the actual story.
Yeah.
And then every one of Jordan Peele's kind of trailers.
Yeah, they're good
because they're just as suspenseful as the movie itself. But the one I will say, good trailer, good movie. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it was a good movie. And this is the best trailer I have ever seen, and I know is Austin's favorite as well, is the Godzilla King of Monsters trailer.
Really?
I don't know if you've seen it.
I can't remember.
It has what's the? It's not What a Wonderful World. What's the other one? What a Wonderful World. What's the other one? The one that goes side by side with A Wonderful World. Oh, fuck, I've got to get it up. That's fucking annoying me. Hold on 1 second. You can cut this
I can't
out.
remember the...
Oh, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Okay.
It has Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but like in epicness.
Okay.
Like it changes that song to an epic Somewhere Over.
Yeah.
I got to show you the trailer, man. It is me and Austin's favorite trailer of all time.
Yeah, wow.
And that movie I saw by myself, and I'm like, this is a good movie. I'm like, you're not going in there for the humors. You're going in there for the big kaiju fights.
Yeah.
And that was, for me, a good trailer that delivered a good movie. Now let's talk a good trailer that delivered a bad movie.
Okay, so sorry to do this to you, Josh, but
Yep.
I think DC are the kings of making good trailers for bad movies. So I only actually have two examples.
Be careful what you say
They're
here.
both DC movies. So I was going to slam Batman vs. Superman first, but I was like, you know what? The trailer did actually deliver on what they set up, like what they promised. So I can't slam it too much. But yeah, it was just a good trailer. It showed that there were going to be like deeper, political themes and whatnot, which they did deliver on. But
Have you seen the extended cut of Batman vs Superman?
I think I have actually.
It's so much better, bro.
Yeah, but it's like you can't just. Zack Snyder loves to just add length to his movies and
By adding slow motion and making his films 2 times longer? Sure.
I think it's easy for Zack Snyder to make good movie trailers because every shot looks like it's from a comic book. So you just slam a few of them in there. Have you watched Watchmen actually?
Yeah.
I watched that trailer. That's very good. I think I need to rewatch that because I watched it when I was younger.
I need to
didn't,
rewatch it as well.
Fully understand that, but
100%.
beautifully shot. But the one that really upsets me is
The first Justice League movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Suicide Squad Comic-Con trailer. Have you seen it?
With David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
But the first trailer, the Comic-Con one.
I think so. What song is it? One of the.
It's like that the joke was on me.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like really haunting.
Sure. I like that movie.
It's the perfect tone. Like, just makes it look like it's going to be something dark, and like I was just so excited for it. And then at the end, it's got Joker. I'm just gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like perfect, setup. And then the movie was they released a second trailer, and I think they saw what Marvel was doing, and the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're like, we've got a movie about a team of outcasts. We've got to make this a bit goofier. So you watch the second trailer, and it's got Bohemian Rhapsody in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, and it's like, different tone completely. You're like, okay, what is this? And then I think what I heard is that production company that edited the trailers actually edited the movie. And I feel like you can really feel that in the movie because it feels very much... very montagey and like trailerish. Like it just sort of, there's scenes that just, there's a catchy song over it and it's like montage. You just things happening and then there's a pause and someone says a line and then the music comes in again. It's just very snappy. Did you like the first Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
The second one's a lot better.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't mind the first one, and I rewatched it, not recently, but maybe like a year ago, to just hear what everybody was like hating on it. I liked it.
I tried to rewatch it, couldn't get through it.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I like and this is my main issue with Rise of Skywalker as well. I like when a movie takes the time to bring you on the emotional journey with the characters, right? So, for example, Rise of Skywalker starts with Kylo Ren in the village, like slaughtering the villagers, right?
Do you mean Force Awakens?
No, this is Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
It starts with the slow motion sequence of him like killing a bunch of guys.
That's right, yeah.
And then, like, when I heard, because I think I heard leaks about the story before I actually watched it, and I heard that it starts with him committing genocide. And I was like, whoa, we're going to get like this sick, like 15-minute opening where it's like showing how frustrated he is after the events of The Last Jedi. And we're going to go through that emotional journey with him and feel it and all that stuff. And then you watch the movie, it's him slicing some guys in slow motion. The next shot is them dead on the floor. And then the next shot is him holding the thing, and then it crossfades to him flying to Exegol. I'm like, are you serious? I wanted to see this whole sequence. I wanted to feel his anger. I wanted to like go on that emotional journey with him, and we've just skipped across the story. And the whole movie was like that, just jumped through. It was too fast paced. I didn't feel like I was on a journey with these characters. It just felt like a glorified movie trailer, and I couldn't feel. The best scene for me was, there's a scene, I think it's when Poe is talking to that other bounty hunter on a rooftop. And they're just talking about like what the rebellion is and the stakes and stuff. And it was just like a human moment between two characters. And I was like, this is halfway through the film, and this is the first scene I'm actually feeling something. And that was just pretty upsetting to me.
Fair enough. I actually had Rise of Skywalker as my good trailer bad movie. I don't mind the movie. I know a lot of people don't like it though, hence why I said good trailer bad movie. That is also one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
It's a great trailer.
With the dun 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 dun,
the music,
dun, and it's like, bro, I cried every time. Just tears would come out when it's like, I'm gonna take you one last look at my friends, and a C-3PO looking at the gang. I'm getting goosebumps, like, but literally.
See, everything they set up to be emotional was just counteracted in the movie. Like the scene where you think Chewbacca dies, that would have been like a powerful emotional moment, and then in the next scene he's fine. And then also they did it with Princess Leia in episode 8. You think she dies and then she's fine, and then they made you think that Finn was going to sacrifice himself and then he's fine. It's like, you can't keep putting your characters in turmoil and making them think they're going to make an emotional sacrifice, and then they're just brought back. It feels cheap, it feels unwarranted, you know.
I like those movies, and I think why I like those movies is the nostalgia. If I think too hard about the story, then maybe I would think
but I grew up with the Star Wars movies as well.
Of course, just, but 100%. And I think as a cohesive trilogy, not that great because of all the fucking studio politics. And that's why DC exactly hasn't done well as well, because of studio interference, you know? And the whole thing about, you know, it was J.J. Abrams, and then it wasn't J.J. Abrams, and then it was J.J. Abrams again, you know what I mean? It's just three different tones entirely, and the whole third movie was about trying to fix the fucking Last Jedi because of the crowd reaction. It was a mess. I still liked all the movies, but you know, it could have been better as a trilogy, and hopefully, you know, with the things that were released this week, or the announcements of the Star Wars movies coming out, Dave Filoni directing the Mandalorian finale movie thing.
I have faith in him.
I have faith in Dave Filoni as well,
because he understands the story and what it's about and all that.
I have faith in James Mangold as well.
Yeah, he's
did
very
Logan.
good too. Yeah,
he's writing one of
Ford
James Gunn's
Ferrari as well.
Ford vs Ferrari. He's doing Swamp Thing for James Gunn's new DC universe.
And Indiana Jones.
He's done Indiana Jones. He's gonna crush that. I think it's like Dawn of the Jedi or some shit like that.
Oh really? Wait, what is it? A standalone?
It's a standalone film based on how the Jedi came about and how the Force came about, like way 200 like years before everything. Like,
hasn't the Force, like, isn't it just a thing that exists? How would it come about?
I don't know. It's I think it's more of just like the dawn of how the Jedi Order came about. But and then there was one other thing, the Rey standalone film, which I think will be good. She's a great actress, but I think she was just not given a fair chance to.
Yeah, I don't have anything against Daisy.
The only thing I really hope is that they just don't continue the Rey Skywalker thing. That was the one thing I didn't really like about that movie. Number one, she would have been Rey. She should have been Rey Kenobi. But
that's another thing, right? Like they build up this
went back
whole
and
arc.
forth.
They build up this whole arc that she's nobody, and that is powerful in itself. Like being like, I don't come from royalty, but I can be my own person. I can have value in another way. And then they're like, jokes, you're a Palpatine. And it just like gets rid of that whole thing that they've built up. It's just
but I think that's just miscommunication between all the directors and them going to go one way and they just don't go that way. Yeah. But all right, what about let's end on a bad trailer, good movie?
Okay, I have a couple here. And some of these, actually, all three of these movies, the reason why the trailers are bad is because they're quite hard movies to sell.
Okay.
So the first is Donnie Darko. Have you seen it?
No. Is that with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, and it's quite a strange movie, like strange tone, but it's one of those like cult classic kind of movies.
It's
about a guy who like sees visions of this rabbit that keeps a guy dressed as a rabbit, like telling him that the world's gonna end.
Sure.
Kind of it's been a while since I've watched it. I can't remember like the deeper themes.
Sure.
But I just remember it being very good. But I watched the trailer and it's just strange. Like it feels like a movie that's weird but almost unintentionally weird.
Yep. Cool.
And then it has, like when you watch a trailer and it has the text that will pop up, like this summer.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute.
This summer.
Yeah. It's just the words, like it just pops up and it says visions.
Yeah.
And then it says like, I can't remember what it says, just one word, and it's like, why are they just words? Like,
have you seen
tree?
There's something that comes up with that reminds me. Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah.
Have you seen his new movie trailer? It's that exact thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious.
Shark.
Oh hi shark.
I can't wait.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Go on. What else?
Drive. Have you seen the movie Drive?
No, but I saw when I was researching that had a bad trailer, but I haven't seen the movie.
Because it just makes it look kind of like a typical action movie, but of course the movie's sort of a slow burn. And they make Ryan Gosling, his character's quite introverted. He barely talks at all throughout the whole movie.
Right.
But in the trailer they make it look like he's super talkative.
Okay.
I don't know why they did that. They just took like all his lines in the movie and just like cut it in there.
That's like I bet you could cut all Keanu Reeves lines in fucking John Wick into a trailer as well.
Yeah, true.
No. Okay. Deal.
I will kill. What's that monologue he has in the first one?
I don't fucking know, man.
He has a good monologue in the first one. Okay. And then the third movie I had is Cabin in the Woods. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, you have to watch that. It has it's another movie that has a really good
with M. Night.
No.
Cabin in the Woods.
This is an older movie.
Oh, Cabin in the Woods, not Knock on. What is it? Knock on Cabin Door.
It's got like Chris Hemsworth and like.
Yeah. Wait. That? Oh, fucking maybe.
I'll spoil a little bit.
Okay.
It's like about these guys. They set it up as kind of a horror movie about a bunch of teenagers or young people who go into this cabin in the woods.
Drew Goddard.
It seems like a cliche.
The same guy that did Bad Times at the El Royale.
Right, yeah.
He did The Martian.
So they set it up to be like this cliche horror movie where a bunch of young people go into this cabin in the woods and they're attacked by creatures. But what they're also simultaneously showing you as the movie progresses is that there's this whole organization of people, like corporate people, that are actually setting up these young people and putting them in different situations. Like they're placing bets on like how the people are gonna die.
Oh my gosh.
Like how they're manipulating each other. Like at one point, Chris Hemsworth's like, "Oh, we should stay together," and then like we should stick together as a team, kind of thing when things start going wrong. And then they press a button and this mist comes up. And then goes into one of the other guys' heads and he's like, "No, we should split up." And then they're like, "Okay, we should split up." And one of the guys is like, "What? That's the dumbest idea ever." So you see, and then these corporate guys have control over what creatures attack them as well.
Yeah, that reminds me of what's it called? Is it Nerve? With James Franco, and it's like a similar kind of premise where people are betting on things.
Yeah, and I'll just spoil it, but they end up going into this huge facility at the end, which has like the horror creatures from every iconic movie ever.
Oh shit!
Like giant snakes, like I don't know, like Leatherface, like all the different like iconic horror villains, and they get loose in this facility and start killing all the corporate workers. Right. And then you find out the reason why. Is
this a spoiler for the movie?
Yeah, I'm just gonna spoil it. Do you care about spoilers? Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, probably.
You are gonna watch it?
Maybe eventually.
Okay, I won't spoil it.
All right, good.
I mean, that is kind of spoiling.
Oh, fuck. That's
Sorry.
all right.
But
That's
yeah,
all
it's really
It did
cool
have
how
a
they
shit
do it.
trailer, did it?
Well, the thing is, it's hard to sell because you can't show.
Spoil much. Yeah.
You can't. Like, it's such a good twist, but you can't show that twist in the trailer without
That's
spoiling
true.
it. So they show little hints that there's other things at play, but doesn't give you really the whole feeling that the movie's going to be as good as it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that your bad trailer good movie?
That's it.
My ones are 2. Star Wars Episode 4. The trailer, it's just so old. It's so shit. It's like, this fall.
Old trailers kind of suck.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker starring Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
They are going to save the day. I watched it yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, mate? And then another one, Kingsman, The Secret Service.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, the trailer is so bad.
Isn't it? It makes it look very like typical Bond ripoff, doesn't it?
It's just hella poor edited.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
got a shitty pop song.
Yeah.
And it's just, bro, watch it afterwards. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Like plain. And that movie is fucking awesome.
It is good, isn't it? Really
They need to
good.
do another one. They only did 2, I think.
They did 3, but
Then
the third
the
one wasn't
third
good.
one is a prequel, right?
It wasn't good though.
I liked it. Bro, what about that fucking after credit scene?
You
Did
like
you,
everything. Is there anything
did you,
don't like?
did you, so, is there anything I don't like, bruh? Anything
you-
Austin likes, I
Yeah,
don't
old
like.
movies. You don't like old movies
Yeah.
that are actually good.
Okay, mate. They're not good. But what was I saying? Did you stay and watch the after credit scene of that Kingsman prequel?
What was it?
They introduced Hitler.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, this is the villain of the next movie,
Oh my God, I
basically.
didn't
And
know
they're like, da-da-da. And then Adolf Hitler comes out of the shadows, like what Thanos does when he's like, I'm going to do it
Oh
myself.
my gosh. no
Yeah,
way.
it was fucked.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my what's it called? Bad trailer good movies. Before we wrap up, I think Austin wanted us to mention a couple of his.
Yeah.
So his top 5 trailers he can think of in the moment, no particular order. Godzilla King of Monsters, I told you. For the incredible editing and soundtrack, I will show you as soon as we cut these. You guys go watch it as well. Mile 22, because he likes the in-sync editing with the
When
beat.
he said that, I thought it was 8
8 Mile. Yeah, me too. And then The Rise of Skywalker. He's like, Josh, you know the go. Of course, man. Fucking cracker.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat.
I watched it again. It is a cool trailer.
Okay,
'Cause
right.
The movie has cool choreography and visual effects, but it's just there was no story there. They could have, you know what they should have done? Had a lot less of the characters, save them for like future movies.
Yeah.
and just made a
They
more
are
meaningful
doing
story.
They're doing number 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like they used all the characters and they're there for 2 seconds and they die. Like it's
Fair enough. Soundtrack and sync editing, I was like. And 6 Underground. Michael Bay does make good trailers.
yeah. Have you seen that movie?
I have. I liked
watched
it.
like
yeah.
the third. I walked into someone's place and they were watching it, and I was like, "Oh, there's explosions
that's
everywhere." Michael
that's
Bay.
fucking
Yeah, that's what
Michael
you pay
Bay,
for,
bro.
I guess.
That is a cracking trailer as well.
Okay,
but
yeah.
those are Austin's off the top of his head. Wow, they all are kind of action films except for Godzilla. I am not surprised. Surprised? What's Mile 22? Oh, it's a
some
fucking
movie with Mark Wahlberg. Some
yeah,
action,
yeah,
generic
yeah,
action
yeah.
movie.
Generic action. Austin's favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 5 out of 5 films. Sorry,
He's such a
Austin's not
man.
here. He can't defend himself.
Such a
I'm just
manly
like,
man.
I know. Look
With
at
his
him.
action
Fucking-
films.
Look, he's a manly man. Got a fucking kid now. Dog. Not he's a dog, but he's got a dog. Look at him. He's living life as a dad. He's turning into a dad.
Papa.
He's a papa. But that leads us to the end of
It's time to put a wrap a bow on this episode.
Oh, look at him go. He knows what's happening, mate. Good stuff. Well, Dan, thank you again. Cracking week, cracking
Thank you,
potty.
my friend.
And we'll be back next week, hopefully. We may or may not have a guest yet to figure that out. Maybe not. Oh, I'll see. We'll have a talk about it. But thank you for coming, Dan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.
If you guys want to find us, it's the Pre-Production Meeting on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the Pre-Prod Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Shout out to Indy. Thank you so much for all your work. Behind the scenes, all the social media. Thank you for all your editing and amazing stuff. And Austin, thank you for coming when you can and always giving us amazing ideas and stuff for this podcast and everybody's work. We got a good thing going on, so very happy with it. But we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully you like this podcast. Leave us comments, ratings, reviews, everything. If you liked certain trailers, if you didn't like certain trailers, let us know. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out. Thank you.